Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Size Eyes on the Skies on this unusually warm Monday. And today we're going to tell weather and weather across the country. This is Size Eyes on the Skies.
Broadcasting live from Ames, Iowa, this is Size Eyes on the Skies. ISU TV's longest-running television show brings you the weather around the country, in Iowa, Ames, and beyond. The Iowa State Meteorology Department's team of forecasters keeps you ahead of the next weather system. Size Eyes on the Skies starts now.
I'm joined here with Kristy Carter on this very warm Monday evening.
Absolutely, yeah, it was definitely kind of different, you know, seeing the mid-50s high temperatures in January.
We got record-breaking temperatures, record-breaking highs all over Iowa. I was actually disappointed that I brought my coat to class this morning because it was pretty hot by the time I went home.
I actually saw people walking like this morning with their winter hats and gloves and scarves on, and I almost wanted to like go up to them and ask them, it's like, did you even look at the forecast for today? Because they were definitely not going to need those.
I know, it seems like winter's just about over, and let's just see if it's going to continue this way over at the desk with Sean.
All right.
Yeah, this is just crazy warm weather. I mean, really odd for this time of year. Like, what is this? Like, didn't we get up to almost 60 degrees today? Yeah, it was just kind of crazy.
It really was.
Let's just take a look at our day planner. So for midnight tonight, we got pretty much clear skies with a low of 38. Southwest winds 10 miles an hour or so. 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, we got partly cloudy skies, temperature of about 32, and west winds from 5 to 8. And then at 3 p.m. tomorrow, we're looking at partly cloudy skies with a temperature of 50 again, with northwest winds 12 to 15 miles an hour. So it just looks like it's going to be another, really, really warm day tomorrow again. And we'll take a look at the rest of your Iowa weather a little bit later. So we'll see if that kind of continues into next week.
All right, thank you. Right after this short break, we'll have a trivia question. Once again, this is Size Eyes on the Skies. Back. Let's take a look at our trivia question. In contrast to today's record highs, on this day in 1951, the temperature plummeted to record lows across Iowa. How low did it get? You got A, negative 43 degrees Fahrenheit, B, negative 51 degrees Fahrenheit, C, negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and D, negative 55 degrees Fahrenheit. So do some research, talk to your friends, call your mom, and we'll check out that answer in just a second. But for now, let's go over to the wall for national weather with Kristy Carter.
All right, thank you very much. And looking at those low temperatures, it kind of actually reminds me of what's going on in Alaska right now. Very cold temperatures. They're seeing like negative 60. It's pretty chilly up there. So we are definitely seeing the opposite end of the spectrum on that. But let's look at tomorrow's temperatures across most of the country. Most of the country is sitting in the 40s. You have southern Texas and parts of western California that are up in the 50s. And then a few places up in the northeast seeing the colder 20s and 30s. But we'll actually take a look at that jet stream here in a second, which is why those temperatures are colder. As I just alluded to, here's the jet stream. Not really very much sitting in the United States at the moment. So you have those colder temperatures above the jet stream, but most of the rest of the country is sitting pretty warm, which takes us into our next graphic here of the surface map. So we have a cold front that's actually moving through, actually move through tomorrow. However, that's not really going to drop our temperatures too much. We're still going to be seeing things that are a lot warmer. We have some snow over in the west and up in the northeast again. But otherwise, the country is looking pretty quiet. So here's another reason why. Warmer. Most of the country, seeing those warmer temperatures, what we saw today, doesn't really feel like winter too much. But in terms of precipitation, most of the country is also dry. So that is not, I guess, good if you're looking for snow and that kind of thing. But at that, we'll send it back to the desk.
All right, thank you, Kristy. After this short break, we'll have the answer to that trivia question. Once again, it's the Size Eyes on the Skies. Welcome back. Let's take another look at that trivia question. On this day in 1951, the temperature plummeted to record lows across Iowa. How low did it get? A, negative 43 degrees Fahrenheit, B, negative 51 degrees Fahrenheit, C, negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit, and D, negative 55 degrees Fahrenheit. And the answer is A, negative 43 degrees Fahrenheit, which happened in Decorah, Iowa. And now let's go check out Iowa weather over at the wall with Sean Stelton. Sean?
All right, well, thank you, David. If we can get this trivia question getting off of here, that would be... All right, well, we're having some technical difficulties. Let's see if we can get this trivia question off and get Iowa weather started up pretty soon here. There we go. Okay. So, yes, like David said, I'm Sean Stelton. I'll be taking care of your Iowa weather here. And looks like we're having some trouble with the graphics. It tends to be kind of slow. So, main thing we're going to be talking about today is the high temperatures that we've been seeing. So, like we said earlier, the high temperature today was about 55 degrees, which is just almost 30 degrees above average for this time of year. As you can see, we did break a record today. The record was 53. Our low today is going to be about 29. Normal low is 8, so that's a good 20 degrees above average, with our record low of negative 22. So obviously we got nowhere near our records for that one. The precip and snow, we had 0. Just really dry day today. All right, so current conditions we got in Ames. We have a temperature of about 46 degrees, partly cloudy skies with a southwest wind at 8 to 10 miles per hour. So really just kind of a calm evening out there for all you guys at home, and just another mild thing. Current conditions around the state, we got Storm Lake at 27, Ames at 31, Pella at 30, Waterloo at 28. So once again, overall just pretty warm, really mild, not that big of a weather night tonight. Let's see if we can get this thing to keep moving on. We just got our clicker fixed, so it's kind of having some technical difficulties. All right, so next one we got over the state of Iowa. We're basically just in the general upper 30s around the northern part of the state, up into Minnesota, and below that we got lower 40s to mid 40s. So once again, like I kind of already alluded to, it's going to be pretty mild throughout the night. For tonight, we got a low of about 29 with winds out of the south-southwest at 8 to 10 miles an hour, and about pretty partly cloudy. Fairly mild night tonight. Tomorrow, be mostly sunny with winds out of the west at 9 to 14, and another 50-degree day. This is just, I think it's just obnoxious personally, just how warm it's being. You got people biking outside and stuff like that. So, for your extended 5-day forecast, as you can see, it's just going to be really, really warm throughout the week. Tomorrow we got 50 degrees with a low of 26. Wednesday, 47 with a low of 27. Thursday, we're looking at 45. So as you can see, it's starting to kind of just drop off as the week goes on. Low of 27. Friday, high of 40. Getting a little bit more clouds in there with low of 26. Then Saturday, rounding out your week, it's going to be about 36 with partly cloudy skies. So,
It's going to be a warm week.
yeah, it's just going to be a warm week. Probably not going to have any snow left by the end of this week. I mean,
Probably by the end of tomorrow.
yeah,
Most of it was melted today, that's for sure.
I know. Just walking around, really, it's just places where you've got some shade that really don't see a lot of sun. You got, some piles of dirty snow left, but no sledding, that's for sure.
I even think there was people talking about wanting to go cross-country skiing this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Not gonna happen.
No, it's, for anyone that wants to get any, pond hockey stuff going on, all the ice is, at the very least, way too thin to be on.
Absolutely.
If it's, already gone. I remember Corey, our floor director, said that there were ice out warnings in his hometown.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be watching out for that. Make sure not to go on any of the ice. It's more than likely not safe at all.
It's just been a warm winter.
Yeah.
And, for those winter sport, I guess, athletes, they've just not had a good one around here. But
Yeah, it's
You're
just
without a winner, really.
oh gosh, I know. I just feel bad for the kids that want to go sledding and they just don't get any snow this year. You know, maybe they'd have to go off to, you know, some ski place where they make their own snow.
Even the ski resorts are
it's
having
been
to
too warm
make their own
make
snow. And
Would have been nice to be able to go sledding at least once this year.
Oh, I know.
It's not quite over yet. We're not quite
Still got
technically into
a little
spring.
bit of a chance.
Maybe that, you know, downward trend that we saw on the 5-day will just continue and just plummet right down with some snow. But, you know, we're just once we get into March, it's the average temperatures start climbing up, and it's less and less likely that we'll get
But don't
tons
forget
of
about
snow.
February. We still have an entire month.
Oh, I know. Sorry, I like to skip over February sometimes, but yeah, no, we still have an entire month of winter, so.
And there's a possibility, but hopefully we won't see any of those like frigid temperatures like I was kind of alluding to earlier that I saw in Alaska, like negative 60 in central Alaska. That is frigid.
That is really cold.
It's bitter.
That is just I wouldn't be able to even imagine.
But even our low, you know, negative 43, that would also be just as bitter.
Oh yeah,
so
that would be pretty bad.
that would not be fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't see any of that.
Any of you guys go to that Kansas basketball game over Saturday?
I was there.
I was also there.
I was there too. It was
in
a
that
really
band.
exciting game, and we got to storm the court at the end.
Me and me and Kristy didn't get to because we were in the pep band.
Oh, yeah.
But that was probably one of the most exciting games I've ever been to. My friend actually, he decided to go up to his cabin, you know, thinking that maybe there'd be some ice up there to go ice fishing instead of going to the Kansas game, and so I made fun of him a good amount.
That was
for
a big
doing
win
that.
for me, being from like Kansas and then pretty close to Lawrence. That was a pretty big win. That was pretty exciting. But
Yeah, that was probably one of my most favorite games I've ever been a part of here at Iowa State. So, nowhere near rivals the Oklahoma State game for football this year, but that I don't know if that'll ever be beat.
Yeah.
Very true.
Yeah.
And also, it's a very important day in history today because it is National Bubble Wrap Appreciation Day. So I know you're wondering when that bubble wrap holiday was, and it is actually today. So go out and grab some and pop it around.
Yeah, I saw some people walking around with bubble wrap and having a good amount of fun. But
Do you have any special plans for this evening?
Not really, but it looks like we're getting the signal to wrap it up. So yeah, why don't you carry us out, David?
Well, thank you for joining us here tonight on Size Eyes on the Skies. I'm David Swanson here with Kristy Carter and Sean Stelton. Thank you for joining us.